The Magic take on the Bucks, Game 5, and that's going to be a 4 p.m. Eastern start time. Milwaukee's up 3-1 in the series and can put it away tonight. The Bucks are the 14-point favorite, totals 226.5. The Magic are plus 750 for an upset win. And if you like Orlando to cover here, they're minus $110 catching the 14. I'm 5-1 in my last 6 NBA tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. I'm also 3-0 in my last 3 extra daily pick tier package plays on that site as well. For more information on how you can access these exclusive premium sports picks, link for that site is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/Brock Page. And after going up 1-0 in an improbable upset in Game 1, the Magic has lost their last 3 straight to the Bucks, losing by an average of 15 points per contest during that short span. The Magic were also held to just 103 points per contest during that stretch as well. Michael Carter-Williams is out. Gordon Frazier and Law are questionable. The Magic have failed to cover the number in 7 out of their last 10, and they've won just 40% of their ball games away from their home court. The Magic ranks in the bottom 10 in scoring on average per game, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They also dropped 8 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Bucks, just 30% against the spread in those contests. And speaking of the Bucks, they've gone a very impressive 17-2 straight up in their last 19 against the Southeast Division. The Bucks are winning nearly 81% of their ball games when favored, and they've successfully covered the number in their last 3 straight games. Milwaukee's in the top 3 in scoring, top 3 in offensive rebounding. Giannis Antetokounmpo is scoring 31 a game in this series, 16 rebounds, 7 assists for the Greek Freak. Chris Middleton's also averaging 14 points a game in the playoffs, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for Chris. We're also looking at Eric Bledsoe, who finds himself scoring a dozen a game in the postseason. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and a couple of steals for him. Milwaukee's in the top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. They're also in the top 5 in fewest points allowed per contest. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the series 4 contests got over the total. The Bucks are officially 70% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, Orlando saw 16 out of their last 20 ball games get over the posted number themselves. So with all that said and done, give me the Bucks minus 14 in the over 226.5 in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Wednesday's NBA playoff basketball action. Happy Wednesday to you guys. Happy hump day to you. And believe it or not, the weekend is right around the corner already. We're halfway there. Now, before we go ahead and move on into some more free content here on YouTube, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are 5-1 in our last 6 NBA tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also 3-0 in our last 3 extra daily pick tier package plays on that site as well. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Houston Rockets, Game 5 of this best of 7. And that's going to be a 6:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off in the bubble. Series all knotted up at 2 games apiece. The Rockets are the 3.5-point favorite, totals 224 flat. OKC's plus $1.30 on the money line. And if you like OKC plus 3.5, they're minus $1.10 to cover. And despite being the underdog in this one, OKC won their last 2 straight in this series to tie things up at 2 games apiece. They averaged 118 points per contest in those 2 victories, and they've covered the point spread in nearly 66% of their games away from their home court. And speaking of covering, OKC's done a nice job covering against this Houston squad as of late. 7-3 ATS in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Rockets. OKC ranks in the top 10 in free throw percentage, top 10 in points allowed. Chris Paul is averaging 22 a game in this series, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple of steals for CP3. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is also scoring 20 a night in the playoffs, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for Shai. And Dennis Schroeder is also scoring 20 a game from the bench. Three rebounds, 4 assists for Dennis. OKC's in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage as well. Top 3 in defending the 3-ball. Meanwhile, the Rockets on the other side have successfully covered the point spread in just 3 out of their last 9 games against the Northwest Division. Kind of a quirky stat there, but true. The Rockets have also failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 7, getting just 2 outright victories during that stretch as well. Houston's covering just 42% of their games away from their home court. They also rank in the bottom 10 in three-point percentage. Certainly not a great stat for a team who lives and dies by the 3-ball. The Rockets also rank in the top 10 in most points allowed per contest, bottom 3 in most rebounds per game. Russell Westbrook is still out indefinitely with a quad injury. And total-wise, we did see 3 out of the series 4 contests get over the posted total. 4 out of Houston's last 6 in-conference games got over the line as well. Meanwhile, 6 out of OKC's last 8 games versus the Southwest Division got over the total themselves. They also saw 75% of their last 8 games get over the number as well. Give me the underdog, OKC Thunder, plus 3.5, and the over 224 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Blazers-Lakers Game 5, and that is going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off in the bubble. The Lakers are up 3-1 in the series, looking to put this one away tonight. The Lakers are minus 13, totals 223 juice to the over. The Blazers are plus $7 for an outright win. And if you like Portland to cover here, they're minus $1.10, getting the job done against the number. Now, the Blazers will have to go to work tonight without Damian. Put some effing respect on my name, Lillard. He's been ruled out with a bum knee. And, of course, Ariza, Hood, Collins, and Little all still out as well. Nothing miraculously changing with their statuses either. But anyway, after going up 1-0 in the series and really actually putting them in an advantageous spot, a seriously dangerous position to potentially advance. This Blazers squad lost their last 3 straight to LA, and they really haven't been competitive either. They've lost by an average of 17 points per contest in those 3 losses, while also failing to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 6 contests. Portland's losing nearly 64% of their games away from their home court. They're covering the point spread in only 42% of those contests. They also rank in the top 5 in the league in most points allowed per game, bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. Now, the Blazers have been victorious in just 2 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Lakers, and they covered the number in just 20% of those contests. They also rank in the bottom 3 in guarding the 3-ball, bottom 3 in defensive rebounding away from home. They are taking on a Lakers squad who's winning almost 76% of their games away from the Staples Center. They're also winning nearly 74% of their games when laying the juice. Very good when favored. When they're supposed to win, a lot of times they do, more than not. Anyway, LA's in the top 10 in offensive rebounding, top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. Anthony Davis is averaging 27 points a night in this series, 10 rebounds, couple steals, couple blocks. LeBron James is also scoring 25 a game in the postseason, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for LBJ. He's currently averaging a triple-double in the postseason. And Kyle Kuzma is averaging a dozen off the bench in the playoffs here as well. 5 boards a night for Kyle as well. The Lake Show also ranks in the top 3 in defensive rebounding per game, top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. LA's giving up just 107 points per contest for the entire season. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the series' prior 4 contests stayed under the total. 10 out of the Lakers' last 15 contests also stayed under the line. Meanwhile, Portland saw 5 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with Los Angeles stay under the number themselves. Give me the Lakers minus 13 and the under 223 in that contest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.